Sons of Anarchy is one of FX's hit TV shows. The characters still stand out, especially Wendy Case. It's played by Drea Di Matteo. She's one of the most familiar faces on TV. In fact, she won an Emmy for her supporting role in The Sopranos. Drea found great success early in her career, thanks to her iconic portrayal of Adriana Lacerva on HBO's The Sopranos. No doubt, Adriana's relationship with Christopher is loving and charming most of the time. Unfortunately, it turns into emotional, verbal, and disturbing domestic abuse. Because of his sociopathic tendencies, Adriana eventually becomes an FBI informant and ends up admitting it to Christopher. All hell breaks loose when he spills everything to the mafia boss Tony Soprano. This leads to her disturbing murder at the hands of Silvio. Good thing is that they didn't show us the death scene on screen. At least, I couldn't have handled it. But the sheer discomfort of watching the story unfold is still memorable to this day. Not only the fans, but Drea was also equally upset over the demise of her character. She admitted in an interview that it was upsetting to watch because she liked working on the show a lot. She still feels connected to the show. In fact, she's launched a Sopranos rewatch podcast titled Gangster Goddess Broadcast. It's clear that Adriana continues to be a big part of her life. She revealed that whenever people meet her on the streets, they ask her to say Christopher in a heavy New York accent. There's no doubt that she gave us a promising performance and deservedly won an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series in 2004. You can guess that she signed on to a number of film projects following her amazing portrayal. Most of them were supporting characters, but some of the most diverse roles of her career. Film roles. One of Drea's first film roles was in Swordfish, in which she played the character of Melissa. Surprisingly, her character also gets killed here. The film completely bombed with critics, but she got to work with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. Yes, she starred alongside Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, and John Travolta in the film. No matter the caliber of production, she has consistently wowed us with her strong acting skills. Her next project was the award-winning role in Abel Ferrara's Our Xmas. She also had a supporting role in Pray for Rock and Roll. Besides this, she also worked in Deuces Wild as Betsy. Unfortunately, this project also wasn't well received by the critics. In addition, she also had a supporting role in Dark Places. She was featured alongside Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Nicholas Hoult. So far, she only had supporting roles in film and television. She even guest starred in shows like Law & Order Special Victims Unit, The Mindy Project, as well as the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But she landed her first leading role on the Friends spin-off show, Joey. Adriana died in the 5th season of The Sopranos. Shortly after, Drea got a co-leading part in Joey as Gianna Tribbiani. Yes, the elder sister of the iconic Friends character Joey Tribbiani. Obviously, this spin-off show was an attempt by NBC to keep the Friends magic alive. They wanted to capitalize on the success as much as they could. Unfortunately, it wasn't well received by the fans, and the show lasted for a total of 2 seasons. They only released 46 episodes before canceling it in 2006. In a 2021 interview with NME, Drea talked in detail about her role. She said that it felt like a comedic imitation of her character in The Sopranos. The publication also asked her if she regrets taking on the role. She believes that being a New Yorker, she should have capitalized on that Queen's accent, because she definitely had a talent for that. Instead, she wanted to work against it, but that didn't work in her favor. She concluded by talking about how certain performances by some actors are liked by the audience. Her next notable performance allowed her to embrace that talent, and she did it alongside the rest of the wives of Wisteria Lane, Desperate Housewives. You won't believe that she took on this role while starring in The Sopranos. This darkly funny and satirical soap opera was actually in the 6th season at the time. Di Matteo played the character of Angie Boleyn. Angie was much like Betty Applewhite from season 2. She was straightforward and outspoken in all her encounters and interactions, but the character wasn't much liked by the audience, and it wasn't well received by the critics either. What's more, Drea's own experience on the show also sounds like a mixed bag. She was asked about the show in an interview in 2014, and she admitted that working on the show was nerve-wracking for her.
My first day, I was a nervous wreck. All the girls were together, and here am I, the new guy.
In fact, she thinks that her outside personality didn't sit well with the mega hit show. She felt that her character was out of place with the show. show.
I never talk to anybody. I never want to sit around the table when everybody's reading the script. I always want to sit in the corner.
She also believes that her performance wasn't big enough because no one knew what to do with the character exactly. Still, she enjoyed her time on the show and found some of the truest friends among the program's cast members. Her next show was her much-awaited return to crime drama television, but it was the complete opposite of The Sopranos.
Sopranos are shows that I've been on before. It's the same thing except that now I'm on the other side.
Shades of Blue. From 2016 to 2019, she worked on NBC's corrupt cop drama Shades of Blue, and her co-stars were none other than Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta. The show had a run of 3 seasons. Andrea played the character of Detective Tess Nazario. Tess is an investigator on Wozniak's team, who's played by Ray Liotta. She's struggling with her moral conscience, as well as some personal issues. The show couldn't match the intense competition on cable TV at that time, so it only lasted for a total of 36 episodes. Still, it was greatly praised by the critics and its dedicated followers due to the strange plots. The story is all about tough and non-conformist women, and the majority of them are women of color. Her character went through a number of struggles throughout the run of the show. Well, Drea truly enjoyed stepping into the shoes of a complicated detective. In fact, she said in an interview that it's one of her favorite roles because it took her back to New York.
But who doesn't want to do a show with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta? Excited. And it brings me back home to New York.
After all, there's nothing better than working in one's hometown. Even today, she misses working with Jennifer, Ray, Vincent, Hampton, Deo, and the entire cast. She said that working together was a new adventure for them every day.
That's our family of cops there. And we all have each other's backs.
She holds the same sentiments for her next major performance, Paradise City. In 2019, DiMatteo joined the cast of the musical drama show Paradise City. It was picked up by Amazon Prime Video and aired its first episode of 2021. Ever since, it's gone on to become notable due to the fact that it's the final performance of Cameron Boyce. He tragically passed away at the age of 20 in July 2019. It was announced back in October 2021 that the show had been renewed for a second season. Well, there hasn't been any progress as of yet. Drea plays the role of Maya. She's an incredibly smart and witty booking agent. DiMatteo brings comic flair and her own love for music in the show. She talked about the show in an interview with Miami Living magazine. She thinks that it might be a continuation of Adriana's story because Adriana always wanted to be a music manager on The Sopranos. And here she turns into a booker. All the roads lead back to everyone's favorite Adriana, the tragic yet remarkable character. These were some of the prominent works of Drea. See you in the next video.